Right under our feet, inside every single building we use, restaurants, hospitals, you name it, there's this hidden network that keeps our cities running. We almost never think about it, that is, until it breaks. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the surprisingly high-tech world of commercial drain systems.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question for you. Picture this. It's a Saturday night, a popular restaurant is absolutely slammed, kitchen's going crazy, every table is full. What is the one single thing that could bring all of that to a screeching, disastrous halt? And nope, it's not a bad review on the internet. I mean, that hurts for sure, but it's not going to shut the place down for the night. The real catastrophe? It's much more, well, subterranean. It's a clogged drain. We're talking a complete operational shutdown right in the middle of the dinner rush.
So here's what we're going to cover in this explainer. First, the incredible cost of a single clog. Then, we'll look at the awesome tools technicians are using these days. We'll also see how the whole service industry is getting way more professional, how that's leading to smarter prevention, and finally, we'll take a peek at what's next, the predictive future of keeping things flowing.
Okay, let's start with the really high stakes here. Why is a clog in a big commercial building so much more of a big deal than, say, one in your kitchen sink at home?
Well, it's because in a business setting, these pipes aren't just for convenience. They are, as the source material really nicely puts it, the lifeblood of the entire operation. Think about it. For a restaurant, you've got grease traps and floor drains. For a hospital, it's a super complex web of sanitation lines that are absolutely critical. If that lifeblood stops pumping, the business itself is in serious trouble.
And a failure in one of these systems, well, it sets off this terrible chain reaction. This isn't just a plumbing issue anymore. All of a sudden, it's lost revenue because you have to close your doors. It's angry customers who might never come back. It's a total operational meltdown. And yeah, in a lot of cases, it can even spiral into serious health code violations.
So how in the world do you fight a problem this critical? Well, the industry has come a long way from the old plunger and a prayer. We are officially in an age of high-tech surgical precision.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. The old way? It was basically just a lot of guesswork. You try to snake a line, and if that didn't work, you might have to start tearing up floors or knocking down walls. Super disruptive and unbelievably expensive. The new way is all about knowing for sure, using non-destructive tools to see exactly what the problem is before you do anything else.
The modern technician's toolkit is pretty amazing. You've got these tiny video inspection cameras that can snake deep into a pipe system and show you exactly where and what the clog is. Then there are these really powerful mechanized drain cables, and for the really tough jobs, you have hydrojetting, which basically uses water at incredibly high pressure to just obliterate anything in its path. And this shows just how methodical it's all become. You're not just blasting away and hoping for the best. First, the camera goes in to diagnose the problem. Then, the hydrojet goes in to pulverize the blockage. And, this is the key part, the camera goes back in afterward to prove the line is 100% clear. It's like a surgical strike for your pipes.
Now, all this amazing tech is doing more than just changing the tools. Let's talk about how it's totally reshaping the relationship between the people who own the buildings and the companies they hire to fix them. You see, property managers today aren't just calling a random number and crossing their fingers. They are demanding accountability. They want documented reports spelling out exactly what was done. They want GPS data to prove the technician was actually on site. And more than anything, they want that before and after video evidence that shows without a doubt that the job was done right. This quote from the source really nails the new standard of service, especially for places like hospitals or hotels. It's not just about fixing the problem anymore. It's about how you fix it. It means creating custom workflows, scheduling for after hours, keeping the noise down, and just making sure the whole process is as invisible as possible. And this push for professionalism is completely changing how these services are sold. The old model of just waiting around for an emergency call, that's on its way out. The smart companies now offer planned maintenance contracts to keep systems healthy and prevent problems in the first place. Some even provide data dashboards so clients can track issues over time. Which brings us to what is probably the biggest shift in thinking in this entire industry, moving away from just reacting to disasters and toward proactively stopping them from ever even happening. And you don't have to take my word for it. A recent survey of facilities managers totally backs this up. What are their top priorities? Number one, real-time monitoring. They want to know what's happening inside their systems right now. They also really value those non-destructive tools we talked about, and they love bundled service agreements that are all about prevention.
So, what does this prevention actually look like day to day? Well, it starts with the basics, right? Regular inspections to spot trouble early. Upgrading filtration systems, being super careful about waste management, especially in places like restaurants. But it all hinges on clear, constant communication between the people running the building and their service teams.
But what if you could take it a step beyond just preventing problems? What if you could actually predict them? Well, that's where all of this is headed.
This timeline really just sums up the whole story perfectly. The industry started out in a totally reactive, emergency-only mode. Right now, the best in the business are all about proactive, planned maintenance. But tomorrow, it is all about predictive analytics.
Okay, so what in the world is predictive maintenance? Basically, it's using data and automation to forecast when a pipe is likely to fail long before you see any signs of a problem. The system itself can actually tell you it's going to need service, letting you step in and fix it preemptively.
So how does it work? It's really powered by two key streams of information. First, tons of historical service data. The system learns from past failures to predict future ones. And second, real-time sensors, like little flow meters inside the pipes that can detect tiny changes that might signal a clog is starting to form.
And the ultimate goal here is pretty straightforward. First, to finally, hopefully, get rid of those expensive, business-killing emergencies for good. And second, to use all this data to better manage and extend the life of our city's aging infrastructure.
So, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. The job of clearing a drain is changing, and it's changing fast. It's no longer just a physical, reactive trade. It's becoming a smart, data-driven service that's a crucial part of managing any modern building.
Which really leaves us with a pretty cool thought to end on. Right now, we are building systems that can predict something as simple as a clog. As this kind of technology gets smarter and more connected, what else will our buildings be able to predict? And maybe, just maybe, what else could they one day learn to fix all by themselves?